I just had my 10x mentorship with Brandon Dawson. I'm Bria, and here are my 16 lessons learned on today's topic, 1099 or employee. Lesson 1. Question. What's your recommendation on hiring 1099 versus full-time employees when the project commitment is less than 3 months? Answer. Brandon says, just remember, hiring temporary people that come in and go out, they're never going to treat the business the way you need them. Lesson 2. Except if you're hiring a task or an expertise to support you, that's another thing. Lesson 3. Remember, there's 3 components of the business: flow, conversion, and retention. Lesson 4. So if we're hiring somebody that's responsible for any of those 3 areas, flow, conversion, and retention, and they're not an employee, we're going to find ourselves in trouble. Lesson 5. Question. When it comes to key people in the company, what do you think between developing somebody for the position versus hiring somebody with experience? Answer. You'll never hire anybody from the outside to solve your internal problems. Lesson 6. So, it might be easier to hire from the outside because they might know the language, but generally speaking, hiring outsiders into your environment, there's 3 things that require successful engagement with an employee: cultural, operational, and financial engagement, or financial alignment. 7th lesson. And even though we might have somebody that has an operational skill set, it doesn't mean they're culturally or financially aligned. Lesson 8. So if we have somebody who's loyal, that we could send them out to a program and train them up, and probably long-term, they're going to be a better option for us because they already know, they're culturally aligned, and we already know that they're committed, and we're elevating their success, so they'll be excited about where they're going versus somebody and thinking 6 months after they fix a few things for us that they're entitled to things that otherwise might not be something we want to give up. Lesson 9. It's very rare that we're going to hire outsiders to come in and fix our internal problems, because normally the owner created the problem. Lesson 10. So if we think about the natural conflict that's already there, the issue inside the business, we hire somebody in to do the work for us, and then they're like, well, they hired me because I'm the expert. Lesson 11. Then we have that natural tension in them. Every time we're like, hey, why don't you do it this way? And they'll say, well, of course, that's why you hired me. Lesson 12. Then we have that dynamic, and then they think we don't know what we're talking about because they're justifying and posturing for egos or something else. Lesson 13. Brandon says he would just much rather hire for attitude. Lesson 14. Hire for attitude, train for results. Hire for attitude, train for results. Lesson 15. Always recognize effort. Lesson 16. Always recognize your team members' effort, but only reward success. Reward the results. So those are my 16 lessons learned. I hope you learned something. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and you can also download a free section of my book, Apartment Prescription from 0 to 50 Apartment Units in 7 years. If I've done it, so can you. Take care and God bless.